Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's Faith Summer Activity Bag, Faith Activity Kit. And maybe you can see, it's frosty. Mm, it's flavorful. It's got candy on top. This is going to be a yummy faith activity. Maybe you can see it again one more time. The color is red. There's a little fish in there and little rocks in there. What inspirational Bible story do you think this slushie came from? Not only is it a good summer treat, but it also helps us remember the important um, stories of the Bible. Any guesses? It's part of the story of Moses leading the Israelites from slavery to the Promised Land. And at one point, through all of their travels, Moses had to go through, they said, a Red Sea or a sea of reeds. And when they got to that place, Pharaoh's army was right after them because they didn't want the slaves to leave. They wanted the slaves to come back and help them. So Moses trusted God, raised his staff, and the sea parted. So instead of being all watery, they were able to walk on dry land. And then when Pharaoh's army was approaching, the sea came in, and the Israelites were safe in on the other side, and they were able to continue on their journey to the Promised Land. That's a very short piece, like just a synopsis of what it is. Exodus 14 is where you can find the scripture, and I invite you to read Exodus 14 together as a family or individually, because it's important to read it and then make the slushie. What's really fun is that each piece is important. You'll need club soda, you'll need like Kool-Aid red drink mix, and we're actually going to include Kool-Aid in your take-home bags. So follow the instructions for that, and ice. And then you can get whatever candies. I got the Swedish fish, and then nerds to be rocks. So you need all those ingredients and a blender. Then, pardon me, you measure out all of your ingredients and you mix it into the blender. The Red Sea isn't actually the color red, actually, but the blue-green water looks reddish brown in certain areas, so, and in different seasons. So there may have been red at some time. So we will use the red mix to remind us of the setting of the story of the Red Sea. Then, when you add the 4 cups of ice and blend briefly to mix, the sound of the blender is loud, and it could be a little scary as the chops of ice. What do you think it sounded like when the Israelites could hear Pharaoh's army rushing toward them with chariots pulled by horses? You can also, during this part, make a hoof sound on the edge of the counter or with your hands while the drink blends. You can do that like that. Does it sound like a horse? Then you add 2 cups of ice and blend for 30 seconds until smooth. Add any additional ice as needed until it's the consistency you want. As the ice chunks are chopped up into the consistency of a smoothie, remember that the Israelites trusted Moses, whom God appointed as their leader, to smooth out this chaotic situation. Pour the icy beverage into 2 glasses, fill only halfway, add gummy fish or candy on the top, and some things you want on the edge of the glass, make it fancy. Then you can put a straw and enjoy. Mm. What does the straw represent? The straw represents Moses' staff. God will make a way. And then you can also try to aim it into your cup. Blow apart the Red Sea slushies, sprinkle the sugar candies, and lead God's people safely to the promised land. Mm. And as you slurp your Red Sea slushies, discuss the people we trust to help us when we feel afraid. God makes a way for us in often surprising ways, like right through the Red Sea. Wow, who would have thought a nice summer drink would be able to help us remember God's promises for us? Fantastic. In your packets, like I said, you'll have a red packet Kool-Aid and a reusable straw. So I hope you are having a great summer. I hope that God is surprises you just like God surprised the Israelites all along the way. And I hope that the Spirit is always with you and telling you, happy summer. Enjoy the world. See you at church. See you in the neighborhood. See you around the world. God's peace. Bye.